When most people think about nutrition, they think in very simple categories. Eat more to grow, eat less to lose weight. But nutrition has a much broader role in how your body functions on a daily basis. Everything you do, your training, your recovery, your energy levels, all rely on how well you fuel. If the body isn't getting the right balance of nutrients, it can maintain stable energy through the day. It can recover efficiently between sessions, and it can support strength development the way you expect it to. This is usually where most people feel stuck. They train, they try to eat healthy, but their energy is inconsistent, they feel inflamed, their strength plateau, and their appetite goes up and down. Not because they're doing something wrong in the gym, but because their nutrition isn't aligned with what their body needs to actually adapt and perform. So the issue isn't effort, it's the structure behind the effort. I'm Elio, the lead and health coach and nutrition dynamics, specializing in functional strength, energy management, and long-term lifestyle development. This video is designed to give you a clear, accurate understanding of nutrition, not from trends or social media visuals, but from physiology and practical application. Now let's talk about how much you actually need to eat, because this is where most confusion comes from. People know the word surplus or deficit, but they don't really understand how this applies to their goals. If your focus is building muscle or increasing strength, you need to give your body slightly more energy than it uses. Not a huge jump, not eating everything inside, just enough to support training, recovery, and tissue growth. And this should still come from balanced meals, not low quality or high inflammation foods. If your goal is fat loss, you need the opposite, a controlled reduction in overall intake. That doesn't mean cutting everything or eating as little as possible. It means eating in a way that still supports training, keeps your energy stable, maintain enough protein, and prevents that skinny fat look that happens when people lose weight without protecting muscle. The mistake most people make is going to extremes. They either eat fat too much, thinking it will speed up results, or they cut their calories so low that their body can't sustain performance. Both approaches lead to fatigue, inconsistent progress, and unnecessary frustration. A well-managed surplus or deficit should feel steady, predictable, and aligned with your training, not like a shock to your system. One thing people often describe is that they lose motivation after a few weeks, but in most cases the issue isn't motivation at all. It's unstable energy. Your energy throughout the day is influenced by a few key factors: how consistently you eat, the balance of your meals, your hydration, your sleep quality, and how well your blood sugar stays regulated. When any of these are off, you naturally feel less driven to train, less focused, and more reactive around food. Cravings usually follow the same pattern. They increase when energy is inconsistent, when protein is low, or when long gaps between meals cause sharp drops in blood sugar. This has nothing to do with willpower or discipline. It's simply the body trying to correct an imbalance. When meals are structured and the nutrient distribution is steady, you feel more stable. Your training sessions become more predictable, you recover better, and you don't rely on motivation to get through the day. That's why a consistent nutritional pattern is such an important part of progress. It supports your physiology, so your habits become easier to maintain. A common question is whether you can still eat the foods you enjoy while working towards your goal. And the answer is yes, you can. But it's important to understand what flexibility actually means. Being able to include any food in your diet doesn't mean eating without intention. Your body responds best when the majority of your intake comes from whole, balanced meals that supports digestion, energy stability, and recovery. When that foundation is in place, enjoying something like pizza or dessert occasionally doesn't disrupt your progress. The challenge is that many cravings are psychological rather than physical. We tend to reach for certain foods out of habits, convenience, or emotional comfort, even when the body doesn't benefit from them. Most highly processed foods create very quick spikes in reward and energy, followed by equally fast drops, which is why people feel more tired and more hungry afterwards. When your daily nutrition is stable, cravings naturally decrease. You feel more satisfied, your digestion improves, and you don't rely on food for quick energy. This makes flexibility much easier to manage because you are choosing those foods intentionally rather than reacting to low energy or stress. Now, I want to give you a few practical guidelines that support most goals, whether you're trying to improve body composition, increase strength, or simply maintain better energy throughout the day. A helpful place to start is by reducing the habits that make your energy and appetite harder to manage. This includes things like excess sugar, liquid calories, frequent snacking without intention, and foods that rely heavily on processed fats. These don't necessarily need to disappear, but keeping them lower helps your body maintain more stable digestion and better blood sugar control. At the same time, there are habits that make almost every nutritional approach easier. Increasing your daily protein, drinking enough water, eating consistent meals, and choosing carbohydrates that digest steadily, like fruits, oats, rice, and potatoes, all help create a more predictable energy pattern. Adding micronutrient-dense foods like vegetables and whole fruits also support recovery and overall health. For someone in a surplus, the goal is simply to increase overall intake gradually while keeping food quality steady. Small adjustments allow your body to use extra energy without feeling overly full or sluggish. Someone in a deficit, the approach is the opposite. Reduce intake slightly while preserving protein and maintain stable meals. This helps protect muscle, keep energy more consistent, and makes the process sustainable instead of extreme. If you like the video, click the subscribe button and join NutriTrain Dynamics page to get healthy routines. Now, to finish, it's important to understand that nutrition works best when it becomes part of your routine, not something you only follow during high motivation periods and not something built on restriction or extremes. Just consistent, balanced intake that supports your training and your daily life. You'll first notice changes in how you feel, more stable, better digestion, improved recovery. Then, over the next several weeks, you will start seeing physical changes as your body responds to the structure you have created. The long-term transformation comes from maintaining these habits month after month until they become second nature. Training, nutrition, and recovery work together, don't my friend? When your meals are steady and your body has fuel it needs, your training becomes more productive, your recovery improves, and your results follow a more predictable path.